Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today we are flying high above. That's right, Alameda, California. But before we leave Alameda, we're going to look down at these $1 million homes. Believe it or not, these homes are worth $1 million a piece. People in other parts of the country, Tennessee and North Carolina, and well, their houses are going up too. But $1 million for those little houses, that just seems outrageous. But that's what's happening here. So here's the drastic measure, or I should say drastic difference between $1 million home and a home that's worth nothing. Just a stone's throw across the estuary is this cleaned up, that's right, you heard me right, or semi-cleaned up homeless camp. This area used to be filled with homeless people. And I want to clarify that word and make it known they are people. So do not leave bad comments. I just document the homeless. I am not being down on the homeless. But I am documenting this little sliver of the Home Depot homeless encampment, or what's left of it. You can see that the business across the street has cleaned them out. That used to be an encampment, and there's only one little holdout right there. Now, how does this work? One person says, I am not leaving. So it's one of those get the lawyers involved and kick me out type of thing, because I am not leaving. But most everybody complied here. So the Home Depot has been fighting this battle for a long time. They've actually been cleared this spot out. They've put that wall up, and now it looks like the battle is finally almost over. Look at that. If you look at some of my previous videos, you can see that this lot was filled from rim to rim with stolen cars and just trash and other treasures, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So right here I got the old zoom lens out, and I tried to zoom in as much as I could on the last holdouts. These are the people that live in that RV. And believe it or not, they have a forklift. They have a running forklift. So I don't know how you get a stolen forklift, but that forklift, I'm sure, is not theirs. But that's just an assumption, so you don't want to assume anything. But I can assume right here that this man does not know how to drive a forklift very well, because he does get the forklift stuck. So these people are walking back. Maybe they're going to move that trailer with the forklift. I don't know. But at this point, I did see the forklift moving, and I said, wow, he does have a key to it. So the last holdouts here in Oakland have a forklift at their disposal. But it was at this point that I saw him get the forklift stuck right about here. Boom. he's stuck. You can see the back wheels spinning. So he was stuck right there, and that's how I knew he was not a forklift driver. He should have drove straight down that little ramp. But the reason I kept going up, my signal to my drone kept losing signal, so I had to keep going back up, high to get my signal back. And if you ever lost your signal on a drone, boy, is it scary. And there's this fine line around this area where you can't get up too high because you don't want to hurt the airplanes or air traffic. So every once in a while you will see my video abruptly have my drone go way up into the air. So there's the old car wash, High Street Car Wash. And here's that down shot of that cleaned out encampment. Isn't that amazing? That right there used to be full of burnt out cars and stolen trucks, and there was an old stolen FedEx box truck here, believe it or not. So where do all these people go? They run them out to another place, but they don't give them a place to go. And like I've always said, I think they should come up with a lot, like an old fairgrounds or somewhere far away that the kids can get to school without seeing all this. A matter of fact, there is a couple of schools just down the street from here that are fighting these encampments right outside their doorstep. So I don't know what society's going to do with this situation. I just know that it's not getting any better, and we dump millions of dollars into this situation. So I don't know how long or what we're going to do. But I know that they've really put a lot of work into that spot. Look there's 2 encampments left, one on the left and one on the right. But for the most part, that is all gone. And you notice what I noticed, what else was all gone? Well, I'll show you. All the, I don't know the right word, I want to say illegal aliens or asylum seekers or whatever the word of the day is. This used to be full of them right here. Day workers, maybe that's a good word for them. Our Home Depot laborers, look at it. They're all gone. Where did they go? So that makes me think that they were living in that camp. This used to be full of Latinx people. Yeah, the Latinx community used to be rapid here. So where did all the Latinx people go? Or the Latinx? There's a couple of them down there. You see them, but not like before. There used to be, they were in the 20s and 30s and 40s, but no. And every time you drive by, they'll raise their hand and say, hey, you got any work for me? Hey. And guess what? This is not cheap labor. This labor can cost you up to $30, $40 an hour. So if you think you're coming down here and having some cheap labor, think again, buddy. This is per market rate, per hour wages. We got to make a living wage down here. But look at that fence line where they used to stand up and sit, and nobody's there anymore. Where did they all go? So that just tells me again that they were living in that little encampment. Well, before I end this video, I thought I would give you a look at the glass plant and what is left. You can see they've torn all this out. They got all that scrap metal out of there, and now they're down to the willy-nilly. That's right, there's Willie and there's Nilly. And now all those things got to come out. Look they got to bust out all the foundation. So those neighbors right now are just going to hear a whole bunch of jackhammering. Not that they haven't, they've been hearing that for a while. So you forget all the foundation still needs to get broken out of here. But that's the second to the last building that I keep waiting to see come down, but nothing's really happening. They're taking their time with that one. I think it's full of awkwardness. That's right. That's going to be a hard one to take down. So that's what's left of the old glass plant. They got it separated into different piles, ready to recycle. There's that old rusted tank that used to be up in the corner there. I remember that old rusty tank. So that will go to the scrap metal yard and off to China. And those bricks will turn into something, and that concrete will turn into something. But there you go. That is a lot of property. So the homeless camp and the glass plant are both getting cleaned up. You get a 2-for-1 video here today. What a sight, and what a beautiful piece of property. Well, before I get this video finished, I wanted to, since I was flying up over here, I wanted to show you this mural of the White Elephant building. And I've seen this mural from the ground, but I thought it would be really neat to have you see it from the air. So this big warehouse has this beautiful mural on it, and boy, is that neat to see from the sky. You can see it as a elephant, and then there's one of those lizard things that can change their chameleon, that's what I'm thinking of, and a bird, and another bird. So yeah, look at that beautiful mural. And it's funny how the graffiti artists have respect for murals. So a lot of times if you have pretty art on your building like that, it won't get tagged with graffiti. Isn't that funny how things work? So people who have art have respect for other artists. Well, before I leave you on this video, we're going to see if I can fly underneath this bridge. Our train trestle, as they say. You know I can, because I've done it before, and I'm getting cocky in my old age. My goodness. What a flight. All right, well, there you go. The homeless camp getting cleaned up, and the glass plant getting cleaned up. So everything's getting cleaned up here in the Alameda, Oakland area. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these cleaning up adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.